Hello and welcome to the ICSA Foundation Programme. This recording is going to give you a basic understanding of the exam that you should expect to see, and it'll give you a basic understanding of how you can utilise our online resources here to maximise the benefits and make sure you pass it first time. Now, the exam that you're going to take is a closed book exam, which means you cannot bring any additional materials in. So you're not allowed to bring any materials in at all. The exam that you're going to take is examining a syllabus which is available to you within our online resources. It's also available on the online ICSA website, and that syllabus that gets examined has got 4 main parts. Now each part has a different weighting, and that's why we've got the different percentages here. This shows you that part 4 is 3 times as important as part number 1. This now allows you to focus your time and attention in the right ways. It's not just about working harder, sometimes it's about working smarter. So the way that you study and the amount of effort you put into each part has to be based on these different percentages. Now, to make sure we cover every single part of the entire syllabus, what we do is we have recorded lectures. And these recorded lectures will cover absolutely everything you need to know within the exam. So they'll cover absolutely everything you need to know within the exam. In addition to that, there will be extra homework questions that I set to you. And these homework questions don't have to be handed in, they won't be marked. These homework questions are basically for you to make sure you understand specific areas of the syllabus. What I will do is, as we go through the syllabus, I'll actually say to you, this is a big chunky part of the syllabus. This is something which is really important to me. And I will suggest that you draft up a model answer to a question. And if you draft up those model answers, the first thing is it forces you to learn that bit of extra stuff within the syllabus, which is great. The second thing is, if that then comes up within the exam, you've already got your model answer drafted, you've been through it a few times, you know exactly what you need to say, you know exactly how to structure your answer, you'll score really, really heavily on that part of the exam, which is wonderful. If we manage to spot a couple of these areas, and we normally will, then you should be okay to pass this exam first time. And that's what this is all about. We need to make sure that you can pass the exam first time. Now within this exam, there will be 3 different parts to the exam that you have to pass. But before we get to the exam, you've got to learn all of your stuff. Now what we're going to do is we will encourage you to read the study text first. So read the study text first. Once you've read the textbook, just a specific chapter, once you've read that chapter, then press listen on the recordings, and then the recording will take you through that chapter again. But because you've got a basic understanding of it, it now means that the recording will make lots more sense to you. Within the recordings, we tend to throw a couple of extra examples now and again, just to make sure you do understand everything. We suggest that you press pause on the recording while you have a think about those examples, and then press play once you've had a think about it, and you can see what our model answers come out like, and you can see that yes, yours would be the same, hopefully. Now, all of the PowerPoints that we use within these online recordings are available to you as a PDF, which you can download and print off as many times as you want. And what I would suggest you do is have a copy of these PowerPoints in front of you. I normally have them as 3 slides on a page because it saves pages, and it also means you can put some notes down at the side as well. And that's how we've saved them down as PDFs. So if you print them off like that, as you listen to the recordings, it now means that you can make little love notes on there. These things now become your revision notes. So the night before the exam, you're not scrolling through the entire textbook, which is quite a chunky book. What you are doing now is you're going through these different revision notes. Now, because you've made the notes and you've written these things down, you will now learn much more from them. And that is absolutely brilliant. So we need you to read the book, listen to the recordings, have a look at all the various different examples that we're going to set. And then in addition to that, what we have is various different multiple choice questions. So at the end of every part of the syllabus, we give you a set of multiple choice questions. Have a go at these. They will just reinforce your learning. If you completely mess it up and you score nothing on any of those multi-choice questions, that is not a problem because you have the time and opportunity to go back and review that area of the syllabus again. If you score 100% on any of these parts of the multi-choice questions, that does not mean that you're guaranteed to pass the exam. You still need to go back and make sure you're happy with all of those areas of the syllabus. What I've also done is I've put together a bigger, chunkier question bank, which is based on past exam questions, which is a PDF question bank, and then you've got the PDF answer bank as well. Have a look through those questions, have a look through the answers. That is exactly the way the examiner asks their questions. That's exactly the way the examiner answers their questions. So that's exactly the way you need to answer your exam questions as well. Now, the format of the tuition will be based on the tuition that we give, which is our recorded lessons. It'll be based on the textbook that you've already got from ICSA, and it'll be based on all of the questions. Do make sure you have a go at all of the questions. The only way to guarantee that you understand something is to do questions. And don't always have your textbook open. Try to make sure that you have your textbook closed. Sometimes it's essential to work out which areas of the syllabus you don't understand, so you can then go back and have a look at it again. Because when you get to the exam, you can't bring anything in because this is a closed book exam. Now let's carry on talking about the exam. Now the exam itself has got 3 different sections, A and B and C. Now you can see the 3 different sections are about a third-ish of the marks each. You're looking at a total of 100 marks. And you've got 3 hours to answer all of these different sections. Now what I would suggest you do, is try to split your time up based on the number of marks available. So if you've got 180 minutes and you've got 100 marks, that equates to about 1.8 minutes per mark. But what I would strongly suggest you do is have a think about where your strengths lie within this exam. Focus on those to start with when you get into the 3-hour sitting, and make sure you score those marks really, really heavily, and then think about the harder marks later on. You don't need to score 100% to pass this paper, and that's really important. So you don't have to get everything absolutely perfect. All you have to do is have a basic understanding of the majority of everything, and you will develop a sophisticated, more detailed understanding of certain areas. That's where you score really heavily. That pushes you over the pass mark, which is what we're really looking for. So what I would suggest you do, I would suggest that you have a look at the textbook to start with, then listen to the lectures. When you're listening to the lectures, have the textbook in front of you. You can pause the lectures and listen to them as often as you want. Listen to them a million times if you need to. As long as you understand everything, then that's brilliant. Then go through all the questions, which will be the online question banks, the multi-choice questions. Then have a go at the PDF question banks that we've given you, which are split down into the 4 different parts. Then have a go at the mock exams. There'll be 2 mock exams on there as well. The mock exam questions are there and the answers are there as well. I would suggest you do these under exam conditions, just to scare you and to get you used to the idea of doing something under an exam condition, because it's different doing it under exam conditions. Now that brings us up to the end of this very, very short introductory session. Do make sure you use all of the online resources as much as you possibly can. If you need any additional help or support, you will have people within your office that can help you out. I guarantee it. And if you're still not sure how to do things, have a look through your textbook, go through the recordings again and again and again, and you will get it. Confidence is key here. The fact that you're actually doing this online course will give you a much, much better chance of passing first time. And that's all we're looking for. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'll see you all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on chapter number 1 very soon.